stay safe, and save lives.
So stay home, stay safe, and stay alive.
Hello and welcome back to Kidsly News. Today we have another special video for you guys. Joining us in a Zoom call from Grace Creek, North Carolina, Miss Brockett, and from Colorado, Miss Keri. Hey guys.
Hey guys. Happy to be here.
How are you guys doing?
Doing well here, trying to stay busy.
We're grateful to have you guys here. So to get into it, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you. Whoever would like to start.
I'll go first. Helen Brockett in, Grace Creek, Cumberland County, North Carolina. Been here 33 years. I have been actively involved in Girl Scouts since my oldest daughter became a Girl Scout back in 1989. Thanks for the journey.
And I am Keri Carelas, and that's actually my mom, Helen Brockett. I have been a Girl Scout since I was 4. They actually let me because I started school at 4 and then was 5 the next month. Since things have changed since then. But so 30 years now, and I'm a lifetime member. I am living in Colorado Springs at Fort Carson, Colorado. My husband's military, and so we are stationed here currently, and we have an 18-month-old little girl named Chatham. Aww. And so if you see me kind of look elsewhere, it might be because I am attending to her. But Girl Scouts has been such a big part of my life, so I'm excited to be able to talk with you today and also have the tradition continue with our little girl.
That's awesome. So the first question is, as the coronavirus pandemic has been sweeping across the globe, how has it affected your day-to-day life?
Well, as a retired person now that's still very active in the community, but Mr. Brockett has lung disease, so I have to be really careful when I go out. There has to be a mask, needs to be gloves, sanitizer in the car, hand washing cleaner than normal washing, and being careful in the surroundings. And I'm a social person, and I'd rather be up hugging people and, out in the pub. Really set me down at home, except for emergency.
And Ms. Keri?
A lot of the same things that way. Our family is very social, and even our little girl is very social, even so young. So trying to make sure we maintain that distance has been a little bit more challenging. Since my husband is military, he's considered an essential with his job right now. So he has actually been working full-time every day, all day, since all of this has taken place. So that's been a little bit more challenging because we want to make sure when he comes home, he pretty much strips down, puts his clothes straight in the wash, and showers and cleans up, just to make sure that myself and our little girl stay healthy and safe. But we've done all the masks and keeping distance. We get out, do regular walks to get that fresh air and some socialization, meeting neighbors, keeping our 6-foot distance, or yelling across the street and checking in on each other. So it's just been very different, but since we do have a young daughter, we've had to implement a lot of things, washing hands, hand sanitizers anyways. So those things haven't been quite as different. It's just been to a new level. And making sure that, we have that disinfectant spray, making sure our shoes are off at the door and not tracking that into our home, and making sure that even the people around us that we're helping support our neighbors, those that have immune compromised systems, or, if they can't get out because they have little ones, or, other health needs, that we can help support them also. So being a good neighbor still, but to a new level.
Right. So I know that both of you have been involved in Girl Scouts, whether presently or in the past. So can you tell us a little bit about your role in Girl Scouts? Ms. Brockett?
Yes. I was a Girl Scout years ago, and I'll go more into that later, but I had the opportunity to serve in this Grace Creek community to build up our troop 30 years ago, when Elena, the oldest daughter, started kindergarten, and then Keri, and then Hillary. I have been a leader, a service unit manager, an event director, a Silver and Gold Award mentor, and also I did Gold and Silver Awards trainings for girls who were trying to go for the Silver and Gold. Important steps for them to develop their leadership. At this time, a few years ago, I kind of stepped back, retired a little, but now they want me to come back and do some events. I went, oh, you want some of the old time events? My nickname became the Vintage. I even had a girl in a troop once ask me if I knew Julia Lowe.
Oh, wow.
You know, yeah, she was a little before my time, but I have a lot of respect for her. And building up the service unit out here in Grace Creek and meeting some fine adult Girl Scouts. So my girls brought me back in, and having 3 girls, it was a no-brainer.
Right. Miss Keri?
Well, I have, I started off obviously as a Girl Scout. Went all the way through, got my silver and gold awards. They did not have the bronze when I was going through Scouts at that age. And then after, got my lifetime membership, was a college Girl Scout, and did a lot of service work through ECU's College Girl Scouts. I was actually named Homecoming Queen representing College Girl Scouts.
Oh, wow.
At ECU, so that was really neat. And then after college, moved back home to Fayetteville, and my mom and I actually had a troop of daisies. And so taught a troop, and then was a teen mentor, helped with different Girl Scouting events. Then went on to work for North Carolina Coastal Pines. After going to Korea and coming back as a military spouse, started working with the council, and then since then I've still kind of stayed on as a mentor, and as needed. Usually mom kind of directs people my way if they need a little extra support. And then here in Colorado, I have quite a few neighbors that are scouts, so, and a friend who's a leader and a neighbor, so she'll come to me for different projects and ask me to help the girls with different activities that they're working on, and then also as they start going into their bronze, silver, and gold awards.
So going back to the Gold Award, what did you do for your Gold Award? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
I did a project which was kind of like all about me, and it was a way to come up with things that meet the needs of girls. So it was actually done at my high school. I went to Southview High School, and it was for our special needs female students at our high school. We had different professionals from different areas come in and teach them different life skills. So some was fitness and health. Others were beauty. Of course, we all like, different elements of beauty. We had someone come in about banking and finances. We also did some home remedy things. So we did that as a way to help support them with different professions, and also to use life skills that they could do. So it's a full day. And we even brought in like some of my cheerleading friends who they helped us to do it. And then, like I said, other professionals in the field. So it was a really neat experience.
That's great. So what are your favorite memories of being in Girl Scouts? Can you think of it?
Both
Me? You want me to go back to 1964? And at that time, brownies were only in 3rd grade, 1 year. You were a 1-year brownie to get you ready to be a junior scout. So I was a brownie, and then a junior scout for 3 years, and then a cadet for only 1 year. At that time, you're in high school, you start taking on, or junior high, taking on some different projects and all. But I had the best leaders, Mrs. Marks and Mrs. Harper. We had a troop that stuck together throughout, and there was about 20 girls. And today I'm still friends with them thanks to social networking or Facebook. We've looked each other back up, and just recently shared a picture from like our brownie investiture, the first one, and we all had those ancient little brownie uniforms on, which I still have one. I respected those leaders. They demanded respect. They took us for a week camping in the Smoky Mountains. Now, a week. The best I would do camping with my girls was 2 or 3 days. But they were just, they were awesome. I think back on them. And then my career started as an adult Girl Scout when Elena started kindergarten at Grace Creek Elementary. That was in 1989. So, yeah, 1989. And from there, I met, again, my best adult Girl Scouts. So from that time until now, 30 years, the adults I have met, we are all still close. We still share things. Our girls going through, and I've been a Daisy Brownie Junior Cadet Senior / Ambassador leader and a teen mentor. So those girls now have become wives, mothers, hopefully producing future Girl Scouts. They have completed college or some technical school. Some have masters, and some even have a doctorate degree in different professions. I'm so proud of them. I'm proud that they will check in with me and let me know so I can communicate with them. My heart is full with the success of these girls. I've led at least 10 girls through the Gold Award, almost 12. And working with you, Miss Loreta, we're going to get you there too. Two of my daughters attained the Gold Award. Third one got her bronze, but just wasn't her thing. But she did stick it out through senior and high school, and a lifetime member. They're all 3 lifetime members with me in Girl Scouting. You know, even Mr. Brockett's been a Girl Scout for a long time. They called him Mr. Helen. That's how we referred to our leaders' husbands, the girls did, Mr. Janet and Mr. Stephanie. But I wouldn't give anything for this time, for this friendship I made as an adult. And like I said, I want to continue this journey. I'm in my 60s now. I need to continue it another 30 years. Keri could probably tell you more fun things. Well, I can share one story I remember. We were having a camp out, and I was in charge of chopping the onions for the hunter stew. Love the hunter stew. It's hamburger and all the, mixed vegetables and all. And so this other friend of mine and I, we were chopping the onions real good. And so here we come running to pour them in the stew, and we raked them all up. It was dark, so they didn't know that they had bits of leaves and dirt and grit when they were eating.
Did it still taste good?
We never told the leader, but the stew was good.
So a lot, some of the things that Mom said, do carry over for some of my memories. But honestly, some of the best memories I have are through Girl Scouting, growing up as a kid. I've met some of the most amazing people and have become some of my best friends. People in my wedding and that, godmother. I'm the godmother to one of my best friends who we met through scouting, to her daughter. And so those friendships really do carry on. Some of the best people, like I said, I've met, whether they be a couple years older than me or my age. There's been some really amazing scouts that I've met that we still are friends and keep up now. But we loved working really hard to go on some really great trips. So we came up with our plan. Usually these bigger trips, it took us 2 years to obtain. We went to Disney World. We went on cruises. And some of those experiences we might not have been able to do had we not. Some of the girls that we grew up with, they had never been outside of Grace Creek. And so having those opportunities to go on trips, but you had to work hard to go on them. So it wasn't just get to go on a trip. You had to sell cookies. Even as, a high schooler, you had to sell cookies. You had to participate in other fundraisers. You had to do the service projects. So being able to go on those fun trips with the scouts, and then sometimes our families could, opt to go with us. And they had to do their part too. And then also the service projects. I know that some people don't always look at those like others do, but service was very much an important part of our scouting. That was something even my parents did from a personal side, was always being of service to others. And I think that the way that our leaders and our families really had us participate, they made it fun. So it was something we enjoyed and we invested our time and energy in. And so even as an adult, for me, helping and being involved in different activities, that's just comes second nature to me. That is just part of my everyday life, being of service to others. And so that was something that I remember helping go to the nursing home and taking cotton angels that we made. Somebody from our church, they had a cotton field. And so we'd all go out and grab some, and we'd make these ornaments for angels. and take them to the nursing home, or we'd go sit and visit with them, or we'd pick up trash on the side of the road, or help with, food collections and blankets for the community, and all of those things that really are part of scouting. So those, on top of the trips and all of that, that was the extra fun stuff.
Right.
But we also, it was really important service, and I always remember that going back and just, investing myself in my community and the people in my community. So that was really neat.
Let me add, before the next question, I forgot to say, mentioning cookies. I had the top cookie seller a couple of years in a row. And I remember her dad, who's a district court judge, and he's the chief district court judge now, asked me, he says, is there ever any year you don't sell cookies? And I went, no, because I sold them back in the 60s. And I forgot to mention, they were 50 cents a box back in the 60s. And they came in a box. We only had the Thin Mints. We had the shortbread. We had the peanut butter patty. And we had the peanut butter sandwich. Basic, that's all they were called. And they came prepackaged in a box, and we went door to door. Of course, you can't do that nowadays. But we're always going to sell cookies.
And I will say, and I know we've spent a little bit more time probably on this question, but I think the leaders do make a difference. I believe our volunteers and those that really take the time to work with our scouts, I really feel like they're special people. And they really want to make the experience memorable, and also just a great learning opportunity to give girls experiences that they may not have the opportunity otherwise, or just to make it something that they'll always remember. So I really think that our volunteers, and I know that you're a leader's kid also. I was always the leader's kid, and so you're always there extra early, you're always there extra late. But I think really those people that are investing their time and energy really make a difference. Those that want to be there really, really do give their hearts fully.
Because one thing I realized about Girl Scouts is that they really, with the volunteers, they make everything so great. I mean, like, all the girls, whenever I do camps or like special events, the girls always are so happy to be there because of the volunteers and all the hard work that they put into the event. And with Girl Scouts, you always have an opportunity to do something. As I said earlier, there's so many things you can do with Girl Scouts, and you gain so many memories, you make so many friends. So it's nice to like hear about how Girl Scouts have really impacted you, right? So actually that goes on to the next question. How has it impacted you? What have you learned from Girl Scouts?
Well, I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning. And the patience working with young adults, because they're our future. Keri did mention coming back after college and helping me 2 years with trooping daisies. I had not done daisies in 20 years or 21 years. And those little girls are going to be seniors in high school next year. So I appreciate, and they started the journeys. We didn't go through journeys with most of the girls at our time because it was just coming about with the last of my girls. So I have learned patience and understanding, and this world is changing so much that I do not like this situation we're in, but nobody does. And the young people, we have to get them through this. We have to let them know this isn't the norm, and you may never go back to the normal as you knew it. But every day is still a learning experience for me. I've learned to appreciate the world more as it was and as we need to keep it going forward.
Some of the things I feel like I've learned from Girl Scouts, and I really feel like I've learned so much of who I have become through Girl Scouting. Some of the skills that I gained, specifically not being afraid to speak in public, or a lot of my leadership skills, friendship, and then also like my heart for service. But some of them, I even tell people growing up, I had a lot of opportunities to get in front of people and, to build those skills, which I think are very valuable. Public speaking, I think, is a very valuable skill, even though it's a scary skill for a lot. It's very valuable because it can help you in the workforce. It can help you even, pass the workforce and other opportunities and leadership roles. But through school, I got very involved in student government. In high school, I was our SGA president, and then I went on to college and was the SGA president my senior year of college, representing a student body of 27,000 students at East Carolina. Go Pirates! Big ECU person. And I know that that attributed because of Girl Scouts and giving me those skills and the ability to meet people, connect with people, my service, and also just being able to be in front of people that people trusted a voice. Or I'd like to think that. And then even after that, I interviewed for my career path is I'm a child life specialist. I'm a certified child life specialist at that. And I had this, my dream internship was to be at Johns Hopkins Children's Hospital. But it was also my long shot, girl from Grace Creek, North Carolina, went to East Carolina, had the best education I could have gotten from there. But I was going up against hundreds of people. And I went and applied. Mom and I went up to Baltimore, Maryland for me to apply in person just so I could be there. I was one of 3. I was the only undergrad. The other 2 were in graduate school. And it was out of, 100 applicants. And, I know that a lot of that was because of the skills that I learned through girls. And even now, as an adult and a mom, I'm doing those same things, as a military spouse, which that is a very different community, a wonderful community. We love our military, not just because I'm a military spouse. I grew up in a military town. But life is ever changing. Our plans change last minute. We have deployments. We see friends and family come and go so much. And so I know my flexibility also came from scouting. And then the skills that I'm teaching my daughter too, I know a lot came from scouting as well.
That's great. So, Miss Brockett, can you actually tell us a little bit about the pins?
Sure. This is actually, can you see that for it?
Yeah.
There we go.
Here we go. Adjust it a little. This is my original World Association pin. This is not like the one they have now. It was the original back in 1964 and my original Girl Scout pin. We didn't have daisies back then. This is my 35 years involved in Girl Scouting, and this is my lifetime membership pin. Let's see if it's right. And on the other side, what I'm most proud of is I have 2 girls. These are the Mom Gold Award pins. They look like the Girl Gold Awards, but they're the mini ones. So when you attain yours, your mom will get one too. So will your dad. This is my new lifetime membership scarf. I'm proud of it. It just came out this year. A lot of these pins over here were events and places. The Mall at the Washington Mall. They used to do it like every 5 years and have tens of thousands of Girl Scouts there. The last one they did was around 2012 for the big anniversary for the 100th celebration. I think I have a 100th year celebration pin. These are actually award pins that I've won. These were leadership pins here, service unit and leader. And this is the Daisy Adult pin. This is the old original Leadership Award and Volunteer Award, and this is the newer Leadership Award. And then way back when, for every training you went to, you would get a little green leaf, and then after you got 5 green leaves, you get a silver leaf. After silver, you'd get gold, and I lost a lot of these over the years. So I bought this, I guess, at the last annual conference last year when we were there in person. So I just put it on and look like I'm Lieutenant Colonel or something.
And my pins are at my mom's
At home.
house,
Yeah.
so they don't get misplaced in the many moves that we do as military
For the
family.
Army.
Yeah, they are safely secure at the Brockett house.
Great. Yeah, because I've actually lost some of my pins too, so it's great to keep them safe so you can keep them as memories. So as we're nearing the end of our interview, is there any advice you'd like to give to fellow Girl Scouts going through this pandemic?
Just hang in there. Girl Scouting is a social organization. We're all about the community and all about each other, and I don't want them to lose hope or faith in it, and keep that promise strong that you're going to serve your God, your supreme being, your country, and others. Even if it's looking through a computer, if it's on the phone or texting, stay in touch. Don't lose that, because we will be able to do our hugging and warm fuzzies and all of that when this is all over. For the adult Girl Scout leaders, you've probably been doing virtual programs. I know the council, I read their updates every week, things they're sending out. They are so supportive of the leaders and volunteers. Hang in there. It's going to get better, and we're still always going to make this a better place to live.
Mine would probably be a little bit along the same lines, and just, like she said, hang in there. It's just an interesting time, very, very much uncertainties right now. But, keep on keeping on. If you're working on projects, continue working on them. This is a perfect time to invest in yourself. Also, make sure you're continuing to work on like projects or individual patches or whatever you need to, especially if you're thinking about bronze, silver, or gold. Start working on all of those steps right now, even as an individual. You can tag team with your friends, get on a Zoom call, FaceTime, do it together. Some of the scouts here, they've been doing that, doing outdoor things, getting on the phone together or Zoom and doing it together, but just at their own homes. Things will continue, but you need to be working on those. And also, as I said before, think about your community. Right now, it's a great time to help support your community in the best way that you can. There's certain limitations, and if you're a certain age, there might be things you can't do, or your parents or families want to restrict that. But if you know of a neighbor who is elderly and they can't get out to go grocery shopping, you could volunteer to go pick up their groceries that they've paid for and have it like ready to go, and you just grab it and go. Or maybe you can just send a nice card to them, or put a poster in their yard. And that goes for any age, but just supporting each other during this time, the same service that we would do, just in a different way at any other time. So, this hopefully won't change too much as we go into the fall and in the spring. But if it does, stay connected and also stay involved. Girl Scouting is such a wonderful organization, and we want it to continue to thrive. So, reach out, stay involved, find your group of people, and stay with each other, and stay all the way through and support each other through individual or group projects, and get that gold, and then continue on past that and be a lifetime member, and work together, and maybe even have your troop or college scouts, or however you see your plan after high school.
So as you gave some advice to fellow Girl Scouts, is there any advice to just people in general out there?
Just hang in there and don't give up. Stay active in one way or the other. It's going to get better, but don't rush into it. I guess that's the advice I have to say. Don't rush into the total socialization. We still have numbers rising of folks getting sick. Unfortunately, we're having folks that are still dying from this, and it's sad, and pray daily for that. And just on your honor, serve God, pray for things to happen that will get us all through it safely.
I would just say to stay positive. This is such an interesting time, and none of us in our lifetime have ever been through anything like this. And let's hope we never have to go through anything like this again.
Right.
But we're all learning a new normal. And so stay positive. Check on your friends. Check on your loved ones. Also take precautions. There are so many unknowns right now. So make sure you're doing your due diligence to protect yourself and protect others for health and safety reasons. So hopefully this can be as minimal as possible, and we can kind of go back to the things we love. But, really just I saw something on one of the morning shows recently, was that even though we're social distancing, doesn't mean that we can't be social. So that was one of the things that, I took away, is we can still say hi to our neighbors. We don't have to be grabbing and giving them hugs, which I am a hugger, so it's been really hard for me. But, be social, talk to people. We need that. We're humans, and that's what humans need, is interaction, support, and love from each other. So love each other, support each other. You can do it from a distance. Have a porch party and everybody be on the porch, or be on the sidewalk, but 6, 12, whatever you need to be away from each other. But, continue to love each other, support each other, but also be precautious and safe too. We want our families to be healthy. We want our families to be able to all get together again and have a big block party, so just support each other during this crazy, interesting time.
So Would you guys like to send any wishes to any loved ones, family, or friends?
Yes, thank you for letting me share this time with one of my daughters that's about 3,000 miles away from me. She's in Colorado Springs. I'm in North Carolina. And she needs to get my granddaughter back in the picture right quick, because the only way I'm communicating with my loved one is through FaceTime or Skype. My daughter Hillary and Maurice, her 3 kids that are in Seattle when the first outbreaks came out. Her son Trey, my grandson, has asthma really bad, and we were just fearing that he might come down with the virus. And then my daughter just up the road in Morrisville, right outside of Raleigh, and her kids. I have not been able to get to my kids and hug them. My sisters and brothers in Tennessee, just a shout out to them. Family is important, and to all my friends and cousins, and local ones too, that we can get back together soon.
Of course, I want to send love to my family, both my side of the family and my husband Nick's side of the family. A lot of his family are in Concord or outside the Charlotte area in North Carolina. But sending lots of love to them. We wish we were a little bit closer that we could see them and be with them. But I also want to send a special shout out and love to all of our first responders, our medical team members, all of those people working through like long hours, full day shifts, being away from their families. We know people that have actually been separated from their families for a month or 2 now, just because they've been on the front line and not wanting to expose their own families. So being with them, and also our military, we still have, of course, military family here. We have military that are still serving overseas who should have been home now with their families. Those that are about to deploy, and those that have been sent different locations to help support efforts. And then, of course, our great men and women serving here stateside. So shout out to all of them. Also, thank you so much for letting us be here today with you. What an exceptional young woman you are. And we love that this program that you're doing, for your community, keeping people connected. So it's really refreshing to see that. So thank you so much. And I really enjoyed this, and sending lots of love to all my North Carolina folks.
Thank you. So as we're nearing the end of our video, can you guys say this quote: stay home, stay safe, and save lives? Yeah.
Stay home, stay safe, and save lives.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, let's all do it.
You want to do it all together? Okay, we'll do the countdown number. 3, 2, 1. Stay home.
Stay home.
Stay safe. And save lives. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching this episode of Kidsley News. We hope you enjoyed it. To check out any more videos that we have, make sure to click the link down below in the description. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and that notification bell. Make sure to check out Kidsley News Instagram account at Kidsley News, which the link will be down below in the description as well. For more videos, make sure to check our playlist. We have a lot of videos coming up, and we hope that you'll like it. Thanks for watching this episode of Kidsley News. Hope to see you in the next one.
Thank you for being here. We're grateful for you guys.
Bye.
Bye.